sense.
Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. I'm here with my peoples, man. I got Mr. Stinkowski over here, my right-hand corner at the bottom. I got Ross Steen, left bottom. I got Adam Moe. And I'm your boy, Mr. Yosemite Sam, Mr. 314. And we are the Radio Godz, okay? Hey, today is a special day for me. And I'm going to just start off by saying today is my wedding anniversary. Me and my wife been married 12 years.
Yeah, happy
Been together
anniversary.
20.
Congrats.
That's what's up.
So we're gonna jump off into our topic. But before I do that, we ain't done this in a while, man. How everybody doing?
I'm straight, man. Just chilling.
I'm good.
Shit, I'm good too, man. I just done went back to work, man, and I'm trying to fight my sleep, man. That's all, man.
Hey, you back on them overnight joints, man. I know that shit hard.
Hard as a motherfucker, man.
Hey, that's just real quick, man. I just wanted to say everybody doing, man. Make sure everybody fine. Everybody got the thumbs up on everything. Hey, our topic today, and I think it's gonna be a juicy one, man. If Black Lives Matter, why don't your health matter to Black people? All right. So I've been doing some research and I just been looking and I've been comparing things. And I only did it with the health in the Black communities and then the health in white people communities. I didn't go deeper into it because we'll be here all day if we go through the Mexicans and Asians and things of that nature. Health insurance is, I say it's a must because without health insurance, how do you know if something is wrong with you if you don't go to the doctor? Yeah, if you go to the ER, they have to treat you, but your primary doctor, a lot of people seems to not have those, especially in 2020. Now, growing up, I had home and Nash, and then as I got older and stopped going to him, his daughter took over, Allison, and my sisters used him. And he was pretty good. Now, I know who my kids use now is Dr. Johnson. She wasn't, well, not was, she's still in U City. She was in Clayton at first. And
that was my pediatrician.
Yeah. And I believe when you have good primary doctors, whether it's a pediatrician or as an adult, just a physician that knows you, that knows your body type, that knows your mental makeup, that helps you get along a whole lot further in life other than the people that you surround yourself with. So I'm gonna get off. I got a fact right here. One of the leading causes of death in the Black community is hypertension. That's high blood pressure for some people who don't know. It say the percent of men aged 20 and over with hypertension is 40.5%. The percent of women 20 and over with hypertension is 44%. You got, just with health insurance in general, the percent of people under the age of 65 without health insurance is 12.1%. Now, to me, that's an alarming rate that's within the Black community. What I have as some leading cause of death in the white community is heart disease, and that's 23.3%. And then the next one is cancer, which comes in at 21.4%. So I'm just gonna leave that in that area for a minute before I bring up any other facts. I just want to know, what do y'all think about that, like the feelings and like the content that you have surrounding the leading cause of deaths within both sides of each community? I'm gonna start off with Adam O.
So you want me to tell
You
you
can
why it's, or just to elaborate on
you
why
can do
it's like
both. You can do both.
well, why it's like that is because we just don't pay it. We just don't take health serious in the Black community. We eat a lot of bad food. Uh, Back in the day, they used to eat more home cooked food. Now you got all of these fast food restaurants. You got all of these apps to where you can get McDonald's delivered to you on your app now, and it'll bring it right through your door. So we became more lazy too. Everything comes right to our doorstep. So that's one of the reasons why we're so unhealthy in the Black community, and hypertension and heart disease, strokes. Uh, Pretty much everybody that's over 30 in my family pretty much is on high blood pressure medication and what's that other thing? Cholesterol pills and all kind of stuff, diabetic. It's because we don't eat correctly. And it's not trained. I think we're not trained to eat properly when we were raised up. So I think that plays a part into it too. We don't have the mentality of, okay, let's eat right, isn't being instilled in us at an early age.
Now I don't have to ask that question because you pretty much answered it. And my question was, and this can go for you, Stain Casca, or you, Ross Stain, where I was going to ask, do you think your upbringing, excuse me, do you think your upbringing plays a part in your adult life? Like, do you think it plays a strong part or just a small part?
I would say, I'm gonna say, I think it makes a strong point because, like, kind of like I am now, I don't like to, like he was saying, eat out at fast food restaurants a lot because I don't like when I was younger. My mama cooked all the time, and when we ate out, it was like Friday and maybe, and we gonna call that a special occasion. Like one day a week, you may get something eating out or something like that. And kind of one other thing that Adam touched on was when he was saying that everything is right at your service. That it's a microwave society. Everybody want everything quick. Nobody want to put in the work to get, not even to prepare a meal. Most people, not trying to be funny, male and female, younger generation can't even cook.
No.
They don't know nothing but pop it in the microwave, pop it in the oven, and like I say, go get some food somewhere.
You think
So, like, my mama told me how to cook, and so that's what I kind of do in my house, do the cooking.
with you saying that, do you think the generation of parents who have gotten younger also played a part in that? And what I mean by that, like,
No, see, I got a good idea, but I'm going to say I don't think it really has nothing to do with them being younger because I know some younger kids who can throw down. I think it has what to do more with them not wanting to pay attention and listen. Because you came into an era, just I'm gonna use TV for example. These kids and all this stuff, not saying all of them, but they brought up like Disney and Nickelodeon. If you go back and look at all that stuff, the Disney and the Nickelodeon told you that your parents were stupid. So you never really, so now they don't want to listen to the parent and take their advice. Nobody, you don't even have people who want to sit in and learn how to prepare a right meal.
I agree with you to a percent.
And I would say that, and why I say that too, though, is even on the point of what we cook, we taught to cook a lot of fried foods, a lot of foods that's high in fat, and you taught that your meat is your biggest portion on your plate in society, and that's what people go by.
Is it
You have
our
more meat
society?
than you have vegetables and anything else. When in actuality, it should be flipped around, and you should have more vegetables than you have proteins.
Right. Do you think it's just our society? And when I say our society, the Black society or community, or as a whole, with everybody included?
I would say, as a whole, I just think we go more of the cheaper route for as the fast food, which ain't no good, and that's where we get messed up at. We eat on the go,
Yeah.
and that's a bad thing because it's all processed. And all that processed food, like you say, is either fried, so your high blood pressure, cholesterol going up, and then with it being processed foods, it puts you at a higher risk for cancer.
Yeah.
What you think, Stinkowski? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
not what you think your take, sir.
I think, man, when we was little, man, mom made everything that we wanted to eat. They never put vegetables and other shit on the plate and stuff. So we eat chicken all the time, fried chicken, fried pork chops. We ate all the stuff that probably wasn't good for us. But the point being of that is, black people nowadays won't go to the doctor because shit, most of the time you go to the doctor with aches and pains, they give you an aspirin, and goddamn 3 weeks later you got an $800 bill. So majority of the time is mostly our upbringing more is responsible for more than anything because we taught well, our parents taught us that just we learned us how to cook, but they never was doing vegetables and all that other stuff that we needed. So the point being of that is we ate whatever we wanted to. If it was chili dogs, pork chops, chicken, it was always something that probably wasn't good for us.
Let's see. So I believe I agree with what you're saying. Everything about the fried foods and things like that. Now, my mama used to work nights. She worked at the post office.
My mom's did too.
And we used to have them days where I'm not saying we fended for ourselves because she lined the stuff up for certain things that we could make at that time. And it was chili dogs, or I don't know if y'all remember when Kraft used to make the macaroni and cheese that come in a little, not like they do now, but they came in a bowl that was like this long, it was like this deep. And I think all you had to do was put water in and put it in the microwave, mix it up, you know the rest. And we had sometimes fish sticks with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could put the fish sticks in the microwave. Or
Yeah.
we did eggs because that didn't take long to cook, or noodles and the little rainbow juices, or ketchup sandwiches and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do believe
I ain't gonna lie to you, Rock. I ain't never had a damn ketchup
Damn,
sandwich
nigga,
in
who
my life.
I was
I don't
saying
know. I don't know the struggle. I'm sorry.
I was saying the same thing in my mind. I was like, where they do that at? Shit.
did I look? I guess I was more ghetto than I thought. Then okay, we
That's what
gonna
I
leave
say.
it
I don't
alone.
know the struggle, man.
Now,
You
I'm
think?
one thing y'all know about me, man. I try to keep it as real as possible, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to hide nothing. Um, and to me, if I can tell my story and my struggle, man, and they can help reach at least one person, then damn it, I did my job. You know what I'm saying? But for as I do believe, and it's just from watching things growing up, like I'm gonna use my household for instance. All I knew was my old dude worked and he kept health insurance on my mama and me and my sisters. You know what I'm saying? And I knew my mother worked, but she didn't have to keep the health insurance on us at the time because she still got Medicaid because we were still kids. You know what I'm saying? And then as I got older and going to the schools that I went to, because they were multicultural, middle school and high school, where I seen and where I heard kids talk, and when I say kids talk, I'm talking about black kids, white kids, Bosnian kids, Asian kids, German kids, and so on and so on, where they speak of, yeah, my parents got health insurance, my parents don't have health insurance, so on and so on. And I noticed it's just certain things when it came to the health part of the life, whereas you saw more people that came from other countries that were in shape, so to speak. And when I say in shape, they can run the mile in gym as part of the physical fitness test. They can do the push-ups. They can do the squat thrusts. Well, they don't call them squat thrusts no more. They call them burpees. You know, things like that, whereas a lot of the black kids couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then I noticed, because it was just a lot of the black kids that couldn't do that, all the other kids could. And it baffled me because I was like, damn. Because I was one of them black kids that couldn't do that shit. And I played on the football team. I could do the burpees. I couldn't run the mile. You know what I'm saying? But my point of me saying things like that is, I do believe it starts in the household when it comes to the foundation of your life and your health. If you teach your kids, hey, put these fruits and vegetables on your plate more than you putting this steak and this fried chicken and shit on your plate. You know what I'm saying? Or put this salad or these greens like spinach and things like that helps enhance. You know what I'm saying? Because reading up green vegetables helps the digestive system, which makes things run smoother, which helps kick those toxins out your body and give you those nutrients for your body that you need to help promote weight loss. Let me say it like that. And there's certain citrus fruits that help promote weight loss. And what I mean weight loss, I'm talking about in the stomach, like lemons and grapefruits. You know what I'm saying? You got the bananas, they give you the potassium that you need. And I ain't talking about this stuff like if you go to the doctor, they give you all these fucking pills that try to supplement what you don't want to do.
You kind of got to think that everything that's out here, like for fruits and vegetables and stuff, gotta be for a cause, because just think back in the day, it wasn't all this medicine, man. It wasn't all that. And once upon a time, people was getting healed by herbs and different things like that. And so you know that everything that they do is all for profit.
Yeah. Remember, we have our peoples that they lived with diabetes, 80, 90 years old. No
and that's
medicine.
what all the medicine is to do, is to sustain you, to keep you getting money. And you can cure diabetes just by doing some simple things like taking white processed flour out of your food and eating more plant-based versus all the carbs and all that stuff people put in their body.
You said white flour?
This is, white flour is bleached.
Yeah.
You take it out your diet.
It says it on
That's
the
what.
pack.
That's like. It's the same thing like with ADHD. This going into a whole nother thing, but they tell you and they give these kids this medicine until they're 18, and then they cut them off. One only thing you got to do is take the white sugar and the white flour out the diet, and the kid will balance out. Like Spanky had to do with Cam. They wouldn't put him on the medicine. They changed his diet, and he was able to focus and do what he was supposed to do. Everything you do, man, can be changed by your diet.
Yeah.
And the one thing that, like, and I'm gonna say this is just something that I noticed in young black people, and like you were saying, being taught at home. Nowadays, these parents really aren't teaching anything. They letting the TV raise them and the music raise them. So only thing little kids know now is they thinking at a young age, pop pills, smoke weed.
Yeah, because
that's all
everybody
everybody talking about. Right, and that's why it do. That's why I say I think it strongly goes on your household and how you was raised. Now, even though you may get away from it at times, it always kick in what your parents or what they told you.
That's true.
Later on down the line, you will always be doing something. You'll think, "Damn, I remember when my mama told me this. I remember when my daddy told me that, or whatever."
I do that now, and I'm almost 40.
And a lot of times
And
too,
I am
a lot of times if you are if your kids see you eating properly and doing the right things, they'll mimic it. So a lot
I
of
swear
Yeah,
I
cause
was
like
gonna
when
say that.
I was doing the juice thing. I got off this week, y'all ain't gonna lie. I had to eat some food, but I was doing that juice thing, man. My kids was coming in making smoothies. They was drinking more smoothies and juice, and they was eating all the solid food the past couple weeks. And it seemed
Now
like I slacked off, and now everybody slacked off.
that's because you the head of the household, man. It falls under you.
Right.
And
So I'm
that's
gonna
what I
jump
was
back
gonna
on
say.
after the fourth.
And that's what I was gonna say. When it comes to leading or showing things, you have to do it by example. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, we had certain examples, but nine times out of 10, it was never in our household. It was always
Right.
outside the house. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a lot of people like, yeah, my grandmama or my granddaddy or my auntie, so and so and so on. You know what I'm saying? It was never,
Mm-hmm.
it was rarely my mama, my daddy, XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I can say about both my parents was work ethic. I got that installed in me. But far as the healthy shit, I learned that as I got older. And when I say got older, I
Mm-hmm.
mean out of school older, living on my own older. You know what I'm saying? And I do remember food stamps they was big then. I don't know if they as big. Well, I think they bigger now, but then when you had the paper, the dollar bill paper stamps, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
First of the month, go to the store, rack up. I'm talking about rack up. You got Twinkies, Ding Dongs, Ho-Hos, all type of juices, all type of different cupcakes and honey buns and shit like that. And it's like, then, because I did that when I lived in my first place, when it was me, my wife, and my son. Had a whole cabinet just in the corner dedicated, all 3 shelves, bullshit junk food, potato chips, and all that. You'd be lucky to find a bag of potato chips in my house now. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all last week, I went from 430 pounds, to 340, and I'm still working. And all it
Yes,
was
sir.
changing
Yes,
my
sir.
diet.
Yep.
Yep.
So, anybody else got
Exercise,
anything to say?
exercise is key too. Why all the time when I work when I'm like out in like areas where it's kind of higher class white people, rich white people, why they always jogging? But
Jogging, walking,
yeah,
early in the morning, late in the evening, rain,
yeah.
snow. It don't even matter.
You'll never see that shit with us.
Now I will
I
say where I
already
live
know.
now, I will say where I live now, I see a lot of people walking. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's more or less when it's either it's chilly and nice outside, not when it's freezing cold. But when it's chilly and it's nice outside, you see more of it. Hey, I got one more fact before we wrap it up. And this from 2017. The 4th leading cause of death within the Black community is assault/homicide. And the common cause of that is representing 5% of all deaths, which was 8,643 deaths in 2017. 52% of those deaths was due to heart disease, cancer, and accidents. And that's from the CDC.
Mm.
So back to the thing saying if Black Lives Matter, why don't the Black health matter? Hey, mental health is a problem too. We just got to make sure we have to talk to people and
But
get that understood.
hey, PSTD ain't just for people in the war. So people
Right,
growing up in the hood too.
Yeah.
right.
Because you see a whole lot of stuff and it can throw you all the way off.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Because again, just like last week, we could be here all day talking on the topic and still not put a dent into it. So I'm gonna leave it with this message, man. When you got God in your life, nothing can be held against you I'm sorry. When you have God in your life, nothing can be held against you and nothing can hold you down. That's my message for today.
Hey, let me add one thing. One thing, man, that I'm gonna say real quick is once we as black folks start knowing our own value and our worth, man, and not just go about everyday life as it's a joke and shit, man, or whatever it is, man. When you put more time into yourself, we'll start to be better. We gotta invest in us, man, instead of always waiting for somebody else to invest in us. Invest in yourself.
Amen.
I agree.
Amen. All right, well, that's our show for today, people. Please tune in next week, man. Same bedtime, same bed channel. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Peace.